Hello, I'm David Barlow. I'm a car accident injury lawyer here in Honolulu, Hawaii, and we help clients throughout the state of Hawaii for any auto accident injuries. Today we're going to discuss how to settle your Hawaii car accident case without a lawyer. Now I'll start this off. Don't worry, I will get into answering this question, but I do feel obligated to start off by telling you this is a big decision on whether to try to settle the case on your own or to hire a lawyer. The reason why I say it's a big decision is because it's something that you can't really undo once it's been done. All right, if you decide I'm going to try to do this on my own, and I can always hire a lawyer later if it doesn't go well. Yes, that might be a possibility. You may be able to do that. However, there's also the risk that you're going to mess something up and you won't be able to get a lawyer to take your case later on. That doesn't mean, for sure either way. We have taken cases a month, 6 months, a year, 2 years after the accident. But the longer that time goes by, the more we have to scrutinize everything and make sure that you handled everything pretty well and didn't really mess up your case so that we can still get you a settlement. Obviously, we can't take a case if we already know from the beginning that we won't be able to get you a settlement because you messed something up. Okay, so you're going to want to make this decision quite quickly, which is obviously not the best way you want to make decisions in life, is hastily. But I would really, that first week, the first few days, make that decision. Watch videos like this, get on our website, go to the free advice page, click on that, and there are just dozens of pages there, including this one, that you can read and make a informed decision on whether you should hire a lawyer or not, or try to do it on your own. So I had to kind of give that caveat just to let you know that it's kind of a big deal. You shouldn't just, I'm going to do it my own, I'll be fine. Why should I pay a lawyer 33%? Or vice versa, okay? Now, having said that, in the end, most clients, they're going to end up with more in the end, even with a lawyer. Even with paying a lawyer a third of the settlement, you're still going to end up with more usually, and with much less stress. We're the ones who do all the work. We're the ones who know how to do all of this with the experience and the connections with these adjusters. So in the end, not every single time, in the end, clients are going to end up with more money and less stress if they hire a lawyer. So for me, it's a no-brainer. If I got injured in another state, I would definitely hire a lawyer. That's just a no-brainer, because I don't want to take the time to research all the laws in the other state, deal with adjusters I've never dealt with. So let's get into this. First step to settling a case without a lawyer. All right, your first step is going to be to call your own insurance. Okay, make a claim with your own insurance. Now, obviously, there's the property damage side. We always help people with the injuries, with getting a settlement for injuries. So property damage, like fixing the car, that's kind of different, and that's something that most people can do without a lawyer. We do not recommend hiring a lawyer just to help get your car fixed. That really does not make sense to pay a lawyer 1/3 of your car, because then you don't have 1/3 of your car, right? Like the money to fix it, right? And it's usually pretty straightforward. It's your fault. It costs this much to fix the car. You owe me this much, right? Pretty straightforward. Injuries, a whole nother story, right? How much is your injury worth? What doctors, bills, all that. So this is going to be talking today about injuries. First step, call your own insurance. Make a claim for no-fault insurance. It's also called personal injury protection. This is the first $10,000 of your medical bills is paid by your car insurance. All right. Don't worry if you have or you don't. If you have car insurance in Hawaii, you do have at least $10,000. This is state law. All insurance carriers have to provide the $10,000 in medical benefits. And you do need to use this insurance if you want to end up getting a settlement later for your injuries. All right, you may think, oh, I have TRICARE, Medicare, Quest. I don't want to use this no-fault insurance. It's weird and I'm not used to it. Sorry, if you want to get a settlement, you have to use it. That's because, again, it's a state law. You have to use at least 5,000 of the 10,000, at least half of it you have to use before you can make a claim for your personal injuries and get a settlement for your injuries. If you make a claim and they didn't pay any, or they paid less than 5,000, the adjuster will say, thank you very much, but I'm not offering you anything, because if you take us to court, the judge will just dismiss the case. It's just a law in Hawaii, and there's, I won't go into it too much because there's other pages on our website that talks a lot about these requirements and the no-fault insurance. So I'll, try to get back on track here. So you're going to want to make a claim for the no-fault insurance. They will send you an application to fill out. You do want to complete that, send it back, sign it, sign the medical authorization forms. Yes, it makes people nervous to sign away the ability for people to get your medical records, but you just have to kind of get comfortable with that. They're obviously not evil. They're not going to put your medical records on the internet or something. They're still liable for maintaining your privacy. But it still makes people uncomfortable. That's when we usually start getting a lot of calls. People are like, I'm going to do it on my own, and then they start getting all this paperwork to sign, or people are signing away their rights to their medical records, and that's when they call us, and we say, yes, you do have to sign them. So if you think about it, it only makes sense. They only have to pay bills and records that are related to the accident. How can they pay those bills if they don't see the records and see the injuries and whether it's related or if it's something totally unrelated? So it kind of makes sense if you think about it that way. They're also going to want to take your statement. So make sure you give a good statement. Think about what you're saying. Don't exaggerate your injuries, but also don't downplay your injuries. There's like kind of this fine balance between the two. Bad things happen either way. So you do have to give a statement. And then hopefully they start paying all your medical bills. You have all your medical providers send the bills to your no-fault insurance, and hopefully everything gets paid smoothly. The other thing you need to do is contact the other driver's insurance. This is called the bodily injury insurance. This is the insurance. This is the enemy. I'll say it this way. This is the enemy that you're going to be wanting to make the claim with to get a settlement for your injuries. I guess if they cooperate and you get a good settlement, they're not kind of really the enemy, but I tell people, think of them as the enemy. In other words, always be aware of what you're telling them, because they're looking at any way to get out of paying you what you deserve. So you got to always be aware of what you're telling them. They're going to want to take your statement as well. No, you do not have to give them a statement. Yes, for your own insurance, you do have to. You do have to cooperate with them, or they are not going to pay that $10,000 in medical benefits. The other insurance, yes, you do. You don't have to. However, we recommend that you do, because you want a settlement, right? You don't want to go to court for 3 years. You just want a settlement. How can they settle your case if you don't even tell them what your injuries are, what happened? All right, that's also kind of common sense. People get scared when people start saying, can I record this telephone conversation? Makes people nervous, right? But you do need to cooperate with them if you want to get it settled without going to court. Because if you go to court, you're going to do depositions and stuff like that anyway. Same with medical authorization. That makes people nervous too. This is the other driver's insurance. Why am I going to give them my medical records? Same reason. If you want to get settled, they have to read what your injuries are. And if you go to court, they're going to get them anyway. They'll get a subpoena and get your medical records anyway. So might as well cut to the chase, give them what they want, and hopefully get a good settlement by cooperating. All right, so you contact the insurance, the claims are open. Now I call it the phase where you just get treatment. This is where you get all the treatment you can, get back to normal, hopefully, as good as you were before the accident happened. That's the goal, right? To be as good as you were the day of the accident. You don't want to settle your case during this period. You don't want to settle and then find out later, oh, I had all these other bills I didn't know about, or oh, I need a surgery. Oh, that would have been nice to get compensated for the surgery, right? So you want to wait till you're all done with your treatment And I know it's hard to wait to get compensation for wage loss, medical bills, pain, suffering. But really, if you want to get the most possible, you do need to wait until you're all done with treatment. And then once you're all done, you order all the medical records, medical bills. We summarize everything, put it all in order, send it to the insurance adjuster for the other driver. And they take about a month to review everything. You'd be surprised how thick the pile is of medical records. Like, it's just hundreds and hundreds of pages. So they take time. They need time to review everything, evaluate it, get approval from their manager, all that type of stuff. Anyway, after about a month, they're going to respond with a settlement offer. And think of it like any other negotiation. They're starting out lower than they can go, and you should hopefully start out higher than you can go. And you could want to work your way towards the middle. Okay, you don't want to act in a hurry or desperate, anything like that. You want to act like, hey, if you don't give me a good settlement offer, we'll be here forever. So might as well give me a good settlement offer. So you wait a couple weeks to answer them back. If the best scenario is where they're calling you, hey, do you want to settle? Did you get my offer? That's the best scenario. So that usually only happens if you wait a couple weeks to answer them. All right, if you wait 5 minutes, call them back. Oh, how about this? Can you do this? They know you're desperate, okay? So you want to negotiate back and forth. Hopefully you come to an agreement where you're both satisfied, is what I call it. Neither side is going to be jumping up and down like, yeah, I got the best settlement in the world, okay? Settlement means you're satisfied. Maybe you're not even getting 100% of what you want, but guess what? What's the alternative to try to get 100% of what you want? You go to a jury trial. That's a couple years down the road. So it's kind of like, well, I wanted this amount. They're only offering me 80 or 90% of what I wanted. But you know what? I'd rather just take it now instead of going through a couple more years of this stress, or just to try to get a little more. So everyone kind of like does that balance, and hopefully you come to something in the middle that you're satisfied with. Like I said, there's a lot more information on our website. I didn't want to talk forever on this video and bore you to death. But feel free, if you want to know all the other details about how to get this done on your own, read that. If you want to go for it on your own, good luck. I wish you the best. I always want people to get what they are entitled to, because it's just horrible to get a car accident. So people deserve a fair compensation. But if you do decide to hire a lawyer, please give us a call. We offer free consultations. We'll give you an honest evaluation of your case, and hopefully we'll be able to take your case and take all the stress off your plate, so that all you have to do is worry about getting treatment. We'll do all the rest. We'll negotiate a great settlement, and it'll be great for everyone. All right, any questions, just give us a call or fill out our contact form. Okay, great. Take care, everyone, and have a great day. Thanks.